Great, thank you very much, Lucy. Yes, as Lucy was saying, this is an information session for the MSc degree programs in mechanical engineering that we give us from the James Watt School of Engineering. My name's Stephen Neal. First of all, some general information about the university. So we are one of the ancient universities, and the key thing is we're one of the top 100 universities in the world from the QS rankings, the Times rankings, and we're a Russell Group university. The great thing about being a Russell Group university is that we have breadth. So from in this presentation this morning, you'll see a lot about engineering, but also be aware that we're part of a large, wide, broad university that has access to lots of different disciplines. And so there's lots of interdisciplinary opportunities that we have through being part of a Russell Group university. Okay, so on to the school. So we're the James Watt School of Engineering, and we're made up from these 5 different research divisions. And so we're split up into autonomous systems and connectivity, biomedical engineering, electronics and nanoscale engineering, infrastructure environment, and systems, power and energy. And I'm the head of systems, power and energy, so that's my part of the school. The teaching within the school is then split into different disciplines of engineering. So we've got aerospace engineering, led by Ian Taylor, biomedical engineering, led by Henrik Golly, civil engineering, led by Fiona Bradley, EEE, so electronics and electrical engineering, led by Ewan McGuckin, and mechanical engineering, led by Phil Dobson. And within those different disciplines of engineering, we've got 18 different MSc degrees. So this is the full list of MSc degrees that the school gives. And this information session this morning will be concentrating on the degrees in the mechanical engineering discipline, where we've got 3. So we've got mechanical engineering MSc by itself. Then we've got a mechanical engineering and management degree program, and then mechatronics as well. So mechanical engineering, what do you study? So the way our degrees are set out, you'll do 180 credits. And I've got a slide in a few slides time that shows the timing of the different semesters. But basically, you have to make up your degree from 180 credits. There's an MSc project, and that takes up 60 credits. And so that leaves you with 120 credits of courses. On the mechanical engineering MSc, then we've got 3 compulsory courses. So integrated engineering design is 20 credits. Engineering skills M is 10 credits. And then advanced manufacturer, 20 credits. So these compulsory courses you need to take. So that's 50 credits of compulsory courses. And then you make up the rest from the optional courses. So you can see the complete list of optional courses on the screen at the moment. This information is available on the web as well. When you start with us, every student gets given an advisor of studies, and that's somebody who you can go to, you can talk to them about your optional courses. So you can build a degree from the courses that you're interested in with some guidance from us to make sure that the courses complement each other and that there aren't too many clashes between them, and that it also has a nice balance between semester 1 and semester 2. So the next MSc degree we have is the Mechanical Engineering and Management degree. So again, this is 180 credits. So the compulsory courses we have on this one, we start off with the management courses. So all the lists you have at the top here are the compulsory management courses, and they make up the first semester of this degree program. And then from the engineering courses, we only have 1 compulsory course, the Integrated System Design Project M. So that's 10 credits of compulsory courses, and then you get to choose 50 credits of the optional courses listed here. And then, of course, a project as well. The project can be an engineering project, or it can be a dissertation or a project in management. And yeah, I've got some more information about that coming up later too. And then the third degree we have is mechatronics. So mechatronics is shared between mechanical engineering and Tripoli. So there'll be information about this in the session that's going on in Tripoli as well. So Yun Magukin's leading a separate session on electronics. So it's built up of courses which are mechanical courses and Tripoli courses. So we've got 70 credits of compulsory courses, robotics, control, digital signal processing, the integrated system design project. And then you get to choose 50 credits of these optional courses, and then the project as well. Okay, so those are the specific MSc degrees. Now I've got some general information about studying an MSc within the school. Everybody gets given an advisor of studies. You'll find out who this is when you start. They'll give you advice about your courses, any reassessments if you need them, if you have any health problems, anything about your studies, you can talk to your advisor of studies. And then we have a senior advisor of studies as well. So any questions they can't answer, they pass on up to a senior advisor or the chief advisor in the school. And so there's plenty of support available to you whilst you're studying with us. Okay, so this is the timing of the degree. So we start off with semester 1. This runs from September through to December. So you'll take 60 credits of taught courses in semester 1. And most of these courses will have exams in December. Then we have a Christmas break, and semester 2 starts in January. And so again, you will take 60 credits of taught courses in semester 2. Then there's another examination diet in April and May. And then once those exams are over, you can get stuck into the project. So in an MSc, it's an individual project that you do. It's worth 60 credits, and it runs over the summer, culminating in a poster conference that runs at the end of August or start of September. How do we teach? So we have a key way to give out content is through lectures. So you'll get generally PowerPoint presentation lectures in person on campus with other people from your cohort in a lecture theatre, and that's our primary teaching method. There is some online over Zoom like today, but that's a very much smaller component. It's mostly in-person teaching in lecture theatres. We also have tutorials where you may be split into smaller groups and guided by graduate teaching assistants or lecturers. Computational labs are a big part of engineering. We've got some large computer labs where you may be doing some components of your teaching. Yes, almost all teaching is on campus, some over Teams and Zooms as possible. Physical resources that we have, there's the library, study spaces on campus, in the teaching hub, in the library, in the James Watt complex where engineering is housed. And there will be social events throughout the year. What we expect you to do is approximately 40 hours of studying per week, and I've got a slide showing you how that's built up in a minute. Project work, each of the MSCs will have the individual project. There may also be project work built into individual taught courses. Self-study is an important element of all of your courses, and the exams are great to assess, but also formatively assess, so help with your learning. So how do you spend your time? This is a typical MSc timetable. In engineering, we generally have quite a lot of what we call core contact time, where you'll be on campus having contact with a member of academic staff, either through a lecture, a tutorial, or a lab. This is a lot more contact time than you'd have in most of the subjects in the university. But this is just the nature of, there's quite a lot of technical content that we deliver in an engineering degree. So you can see most days you'll have 3-4 hours of contact time built up of labs, lectures, tutorials, and that's kind of what you would expect. Then the rest of the time we'd expect you to be working on project self-study and consolidating what you've learned in your lectures, so that it takes roughly 40 hours a week. So it is a full-time degree program. Moodle. So all of the content that we deliver through lectures will be available online, and Moodle is the resource we use for that. So if you miss a lecture, then you can expect to have all of the content there ready for you. There'll be recordings of the lectures that are given live, and they'll be sitting up on Moodle as well. And so it's a great resource. Everything you need for all of the courses will be on their own Moodle pages. There's also some general Moodle pages, so general information about the degree programs will be sitting on Moodle as well. Assessment methods. So each of the courses will have elements of coursework. So you might have labs that are assessed. There might be tests throughout the course, but our main method of assessment is exams. These will be in the December exam diet for semester 1, and then the April-May exam diet for semester 2. On the right, you've got here a copy of the script book that you'll fill out when you're doing your exam. And so generally exams will be in person, on campus, traditional filling out a script book exams. Then once we have results from the courses, these go into progress boards and then an exam board at the end of the degree program. So the main exam board will be in the summer in June, where we look at all the marks from all the courses and see how you've done on the taught courses to see if you progress through onto the project. And then at the end of the degree, the final board in September or October. Okay, so the project. Now, once you've passed all your taught courses, you get stuck into the MSc project, and this is really a highlight of the degree. So the project, you select your topic in February, meet your supervisor regularly. You'll probably meet other members of their research team as well. And we give out a list of projects which is created by the academics. Each academic submits a few topics. We've about 200 academics in the school, and so you'll get a list of hundreds of MSc projects to choose from. By this method, you should be able to find a project which really suits your interests, as well as the interest of the academics in the school. And hopefully this is somewhere where you can put into practice the things you've learned from your taught courses, and also do a really in-depth study of a particular part of your degree program. If you're doing mechanical engineering, then we'll make sure that the project is an aspect of mechanical engineering, but that is quite broad. And so you'll see there's a very large selection of projects which are within mechanical engineering. We have everything from spacecraft, microsatellites, all the way down to controlling nanowires. So it's an incredibly broad set of research that the school's interested in, and we make the MSc projects on the edge between our teaching and our research activities. So generally, you'll be meeting your supervisor once a week, working on your project in the research labs or in the facilities that the school has. Then once you have done some work, you'll write this up as a report. We'll then have a poster conference. And so after you've submitted your report, we get you to make a poster and you show the poster to the school. And I've got an example of a poster session coming up as well. Just a note on M-level projects. So because this is a master's level degree, what we require is for your projects to be of a complex nature. So whereas our undergraduate projects, it's okay to do a in-depth and elegant study using one analysis method. So you could create a set of simulations to investigate a problem, or you could create a set of experiments to look into something. With an M-level project, actually, we needed to use a complex analysis method, so more than one way of interrogating a problem. So that could be experiments and simulations to look into the same thing, or multiple sets of experiments that all back each other up. Yeah, the project's really, because it's something you're interested in, that you've selected and you've got a lot of time to work on it, a real highlight of the degree. Management students, yeah, so for the students doing mechanical engineering with management, there is a possibility of doing your project in management. There's only a limited number of these, so it was 17, so somewhere around that number will be available next time too. So there will be some topics available, but these are only for students who have done well on their management courses that they do in semester 1. And yes, the poster conference. So each student will be creating a poster and they'll display it in a poster conference. And it's designed to look and work exactly like an academic conference where you'd have done some research and then you'll be explaining it, in this case, to academics from the school. And also in the past, we've invited our industry advisory board. So you've got people from companies, potential employers coming around and looking at the projects that they're interested in too. And so yes, there's examples from our MSc posters, and yeah, it's the final thing you do on your MSc, so it's also a bit of a celebration of reaching the end of your degree programs. Degree classifications. So we take all of the credit, all of the marks from your talk courses and your project, and you're given a classification. You either receive the MSc or you can get the MSc with merit, which is roughly equivalent to 2-1 grades, or you can get the MSc with distinction, which is roughly equivalent to a first-class degree. And so that's the way our grading structure works. As I've said before, there's a lot of help and support you can get through your studies. You've got your advisor of studies you can always talk to about anything about your academic studies or your personal life as well. You can also talk to your lecturers who might run tutorials where you can ask technical questions. Each of the degrees have degree program coordinators as well. So I'm the degree program coordinator for the Mechanical Engineering MSc, so you can always ask questions for me. There's a Students' Representative Council, clubs and societies where you can talk to other students. And then we've got a teaching office as well, where you can always contact them and get organisational information. We have a Student Staff Liaison Committee, so this is made up from reps from all the different MSc degree programs, and so each of our mechanical engineering degrees will have a rep who will go and meet staff in the Student Staff Liaison Committee. So any general comments you have about the degree programs, you can feed them to your rep, and they can then come and discuss them with us. We have a formal system where we give comments back to any questions raised through the Student Staff Liaison Committee. And then once you've finished your degree, graduation. So graduation is held in the Bute Hall. It's a beautiful place. And so we've got graduation ceremonies, a big one in July. However, for MSc degrees, actually the winter graduation is held in November is more likely after exam boards in September and October, then graduation in winter and November. Graduate destinations. So one of the good selling points about engineering degrees is that there is a very high level of graduate employment afterwards. So this is taken into account on all the different league tables, and you can actually go into the league tables and see for each of our disciplines what our graduate employment rates are. I think our standout one is civil engineering, where most recently they had 100% every student in a graduate level position after 6 months after finishing their degree. However, all of the disciplines in engineering are above 90, so 90 to 95% graduate employment after 6 months. There's just a lot of call for engineers at the moment. And so you can see some of the different graduate destinations that we have from our students. Okay, and that's the end of the slides that we have. And the idea is that this then gives us plenty of time for questions, and so hopefully you've been submitting those, and I can now try and answer a few. So
No questions,
questions
Stephen. No, there's been none at all. So if you've got any questions, please put them in the question and answer chat. I'm going to submit a poll for you if you'd like to complete that for us. That would be great. Hopefully you can see that. But there's been no questions at all, Stephen. You've been let off lightly.
That makes my job a lot easier, yes.
Yeah. Nothing at all. Hopefully they can see the poll that I've submitted. Yeah, some people are filling it in. That's good. Yep. But if you do have any questions, don't sit stuck. Please get in touch with us. If it's not at this session, please get in touch with the university and ask us anything if you've got any questions about moving forward. But yeah.
Yes, there is an email address on the slide, and I quite like that it's PGT convener because that goes to Stephen Sweeney, and he can answer your questions even better than I can.
We've got one question here, Stephen. Is there any difference to the course in January intake versus September intake?
That's a great question. Yes, so January intakes, when they're available, the way you study the degree is to do the semester 2 first. Then you do the project over the summer, at the same time all the students are doing the project. And then you do your semester 1 courses after the project. So courses that are available are exactly the same, but the order that you do them in will be different. So it is slightly advantageous to do semester 1 taught courses, semester 2, and then the project, because then you can put into practice what you've learned from both semesters. But with the January start, you'll done semester 2, and then you do the project, and then you do semester 1. So you'll only done half of the taught courses. So we just need to bear this in mind when selecting the project, make sure that it fits with what you've already studied. But all the students who come into doing the MSc, they've got a background, and they've done an undergraduate degree in their subject. And so generally the experience on the project is very good, and it's preferable to do it at the same time as all the other students. So there's more of a cohort of students doing the projects. And so that's how we run the January intakes.
There's another question here, Stephen. Students like to know if they can apply for the programme even if they don't have their IELTS test score yet.
Yes, you can. You will need the IELTS score to get admission, but you can apply for it, and then they will give you a conditional offer, and the condition will be on getting high enough scores in your IELTS. Although I would say, I believe there is an admissions session later on today where they will also be able to answer that kind of question.
Okay, that's all the questions so far, Stephen. Okay, if there's no more questions, I think we'll end the session then, Stephen. Is that okay?
Yep, sounds good to me. The contact details are there, so if any more questions comes up, people can get in touch.
Yep, and thanks for attending today. Thanks for your time, Stephen.
Okay. Thanks, Denise. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.